A very good evening to one and all present here. My name is Priyabroto Mondal. I am from class 9C and my roll number is 30. Today I have got a golden opportunity to speak on the topic sets of real numbers. First we have to know what are real numbers. Real numbers are any numbers of the set R. The set R is the union of the set of rational numbers and the set of irrational numbers. The set R further gives rise to the set of imaginary numbers and the set of complex numbers. The set R is often referred to as continuum because it is intuitive to think of the elements of set R corresponding one to one with the points on a geometric line. In general, all arithmetic operations can be performed with the help of real numbers, and the real numbers can also be represented on a number line. Now we are going to talk about the sets of real numbers. The sets of real numbers are often of defined categories. Some of them are whole number, natural number, rational number, irrational number, non-integer rational numbers, etc. And here we will describe about some of the sets of real numbers. First we will tell about rational numbers. The set of rational numbers consists of numbers which can be represented in the form p by q, where p and q are integers, q not equals to 0, and p and q are co-prime, that is, they does not have any common factor except 1. Some of the examples of irrational number are 3 by 4, 5 by 7, 6 by 8, 3 by 4, 5 by 7, 1 by 2, etc. Irrational numbers. Irrational numbers are the numbers which are just the opposite of rational numbers. They cannot be represented in the form p by q, where p and q are integers, q not equals to 0, and p and q are co-prime. Irrational numbers are usually non-terminating and non-repeating. For some examples of irrational numbers are root 2, root 3, root 5, etc. Now we'll talk about natural numbers. Natural numbers are all the counting numbers starting from 1. The set of natural numbers is represented by the capital letter N. I will try to write the set of natural numbers on the board. This is the set of natural numbers. Some examples of natural number are 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 12, etc. Now we'll talk about whole numbers. Whole numbers are the numbers which is the set of whole number is the set which is a collection of 0 and all the natural numbers. The set of whole number is represented by the capital letter W. I'll write the set of whole numbers on the board. This this is the set of whole numbers. Some examples of whole numbers are 1, 2, 3, 0, etc. Now we will talk about integers. The set of integers is the collection of all whole numbers and the negative of all natural numbers. For the set of integer is represented by the capital letter Z, and it includes minus infinity to plus infinity, that is dot 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 minus 4, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, dot dot dot. This is basically the set of integers. Now we will talk about non-integer rational numbers. Non-integer rational numbers are the rational numbers which can be represented in the form n by m, where n is an integer, which is not equals to m or 0, and m is an integer which is not equals to 0 or 1. Some examples of non-integer rational numbers are Some examples of non-integer rational numbers are 2 by 3, 5 by 4, minus 7 by 8, etc. Now we will talk about negative integers. Negative integers are the integers which is obtained by negative, the set of negative integers is obtained by negating all natural numbers. Some examples of negative integers are -1, -2, -3, -4, etc. Now we'll talk about the properties of real numbers. Real numbers has several properties. Some of the properties are, for example, we are considering two real numbers a and b. Then the first property for these two real numbers is that when a and b are both real numbers, then a plus b is also a real number. I will explain it with an example. Let a be 4 and b equals to 2. Therefore, a plus b equals to 4 plus 2 equals to 6. These all all these three numbers, that is 4, 2 and 6, are real numbers. Now we will move on to the second property. The second property of real numbers is for any two real numbers a and b, a minus b is also a real number. Let me show it with the help of an example. Here a minus b equals to 4 minus 2 equals to 2. Here 4, 2 and the result form, that is 2, is also a real number. Now we will go to the third property of real numbers, that is where a and b are two real numbers, and the product of a and b is also a real number. I will show it with the help of an example. Here a into b equals to 4 into 2 equals to 8. Here 4, 2 and 8, all three numbers are real numbers. Now the fourth property of real numbers. The fourth property of real numbers is for any two real numbers a and b, for a by b is also a real number. The example of this is when 4 is divided by 2. When 4 is divided by 2, the result is 2. Yeah, 4, 2 and the result form, that is 2, is also a real number. Thus, we can say that all real numbers are closed under the four fundamental operations of arithmetic, except division by zero. Here in the fourth property, a where I have told that where a and b are two real numbers, then a by b is also a real number. This will only happen when b not equals to 0. Only happen when b not equals to 0. Then we move on to the fifth property. The real we can say that the real number is ordered. Let us consider two real numbers a and b. Here for these two real numbers, either a greater than b or b greater than a, or a equals to b. Let's take the example of 4 and 2. Here 4 greater than 2. Here 4 is here a is greater than b. Therefore that is 4 greater than 2. This is the trichotony law of real numbers. Now we will talk about the sixth property of real numbers. For any two real numbers a and b, a plus b by 2 is a real number lying between the real numbers a and b. That is, if if a less than b, then a plus b by 2 is greater than a, but it is less than b. On continuing this process, we find infinitely many real numbers between the previous two real numbers. For example, here let a equals to 2 and b equals to 4. Here the number between a and b is 2 plus 4 by 2 equals to 6 by 2 equals to 3. Here a less than a plus b by 2 and a plus b by 2 less than b, that is 3 greater than 2 and 6 greater than 3. This was the last property of real numbers, and with this property of real numbers I want to end this educational video. Thank you.